I don't think there's any coincidences in this world. I really walked into that session not thinking anything of it. I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't have any expectations of like how that was gonna play out. But when we started playing around with it, I felt this really crazy feeling when James started like playing the piano. And I think what was really crazy was he started playing notes that were like, they would rise and fall. And it did something to me because it perfectly mirrored the way that I remember feeling at that time, with that just anxiety and that high and low and high and low, and you wake up and you think, today's gonna be different, you know, I'm gonna feel better today. It's just like this feeling of like, it's just, you can never truly get on your feet. And so when I heard that, something just like happened inside, and I felt all these butterflies, but not in a like happy butterfly way, but like an anxious way, in a way where I felt like, oh my gosh. And I realized in that moment, I just started crying. I couldn't stop. And I think the reason why I got so emotional now that I reflect back on it was because I think I was mourning for young me. Because I thought, as I'm sitting here with a group of friends that know me today, they don't know me then, you know, I'm having to reveal to them that this is how I used to feel. And I think it was like a slap in the face, in a way, like a wake-up call to say like, wow, I cannot believe I did that. And that was what hurt me the most. Like, that was how I think I got so emotional because I thought, that is what I resorted to deal with like pain I was experiencing emotionally. I thought hurting myself was the right thing to do. And it just was like, it's almost like I've been asleep for 10 years. You know, it's like that happened and I buried it somewhere and just like never looked at it again. And so it's like more mature me now, older me, future me is now looking back and be like, you know, it almost felt like learning that for the first time. Like a mother finding out that her child is self-harming. Like, what a feeling, you know? And so that, in such a weird way, is I think why I got so emotional. In the entirety of the song, it feels pretty hopeless. And then there's a point in the bridge where it's, I'm so lonely, could I really be? I know I can't be the only one that feels so lonely. And I love thinking back to when that bridge was written, because James and I had written the song up to that point, and we had Damien Aranda come in and take a look at the song, and he was feeling the sentiment of the song. It was so heavy, and he thought, well, where's the hope in the song? You know, and I really appreciate that he raised that question that day, because I think it shifted the end result of the song. Because although it feels so dark and sad, and it is, the hope in the song to me now is that realization that I'm not in this hole of darkness alone where nobody understands, nobody could possibly understand what I'm going through. And that bridge really brings that together. And I think it really changes the whole, you know, last section of the song, because that's what it feels like when you're in that place. It's embarrassing. You don't want to tell anybody that you're doing that. It doesn't even have to be the form of self-harm that I experience. It could be over drinking. It could be like, it's anything, any form of like self-hate, you know, anything. So it's a dark, isolating, embarrassing place to be. And I can remember when I was in the thick of that time of my life, I remember listening to music that was dark and heavy and sad. But the reason I listened to it, and that's all I wanted to listen to, is because, like, this artist is able to articulate something that I can't put into words right now. Like, I don't have the mental capacity, but I feel heard and understood. So I'm just gonna listen to this really sad Sia song on repeat, which is what I did. The potential of the song for what it can do for people is simply that. Like, it doesn't have to be a resolution. And I think that's what I love about the song, is that the song is not, I'm not trying to solve your problems with this song. It's simply acknowledging that that is something that people go through, and it's very serious. And there are multiple people that have experienced it or know somebody that has. And that in and of itself feels like hope.